All right. So if you see this, and let's oh, hold on a second. I'm gonna make this thing bigger. Is that better? Better, easier on the eyes? Okay. So what we're gonna do here is we notice that this is 10 to the second power. Now, if I multiply 10 times 10, it's equal to 100. Okay. So we're really multiplying by 100. Okay. For every zero, you move the decimal over one place value. It gets bigger. So I want you to think about 36. Forget the 0.78. So 36 times 10 would be 360 because we added 0, right? And then 336 times 100, you would add 2 zeros, so that would be 3,600. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to move the decimal over 1, 2 place values. And my new spot for the decimal is at the end. Now, a shortcut to this is just look at the number 2. That tells me how many places to move my decimal. If you're multiplying by this number, obviously it's getting up, it's going to be bigger. So it was a 36.78. It's now going to be 3,678. Okay. And if you think about that 30 times 100 would be 3,000. 6 times 100 would be 600. Look, it's right there. 0.7 or 7/10 times 100 would be 70. And then 0.78, well, 8, that 8 is 800ths times 100 would be 8. But you see that it moves over 2. And in the example right up here, you see they did the same thing, right? Now, if you have a 3 for number 2, 3, I'm multiplying by 1 and 3 zeros. And it also tells you if you multiplied it out, it would be 1,000. That 3 tells me how many zeros I have. So it's because it's 10 times 10 times 10. That's what 10 to the third power is. And that equals 1,000. Now, if you multiply by 10 to the third, you move the decimal over to 3 spots. So 1, 2, 3. And then you're like, wait, Mr. Nelson, there's nothing there. Yes, there's nothing there. So what do I need to add if there's nothing there? What equals nothing? Anyone?
A 0.
Zeros. Yes. So if there's nothing there, there's zeros. So I do these little swoops because it tells me it's a place value, those little swoops. So I have to put a 0 there, and I have to put a 0 there. Now my new number is 16,700. So it's 16,700. See that? And think about this. 16 times 1,000 would be 16,000, right? So it makes sense. Just that's how you can tell it makes sense. So this one's really tricky. The next one, you're multiplying by the 5th power. So there's 5 zeros. 5 zeros. Man, that's a lot of zeros.
There's only anywhere else you can get that many, Mom.
So I can do this, and I can show you guys. If I do this 0, okay. So let's say, okay, and I'm going to move it over 5 place values. Here you go. I'm doing it over here because it's a little bit bigger. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. Now I got to fill in zeros for all those swoops, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And I'm going to get rid of that other. Let me erase the original decimal. So I erased it. And that's 740. Put a 0 there. Wait, hold on. Okay. And that's going to be 740,000 because we moved the decimal over 5 place values. It's a lot. Oh, this one's easy. You're just moving the decimal over 1 place value, right? So it's only going to move from there to 1 spot. And so our new decimal place will be in, say, 5, 0.6. So what I'm going to do here too, for people who had questions about this, I'll post this to my YouTube channel, okay? And I'll also put the link in the chat, all right? So you can check. This should be, after going over this, should help you get through the first 4 to 5 pages. Should be fun, okay? All right, I'm going to end right now. Thanks for stopping by.